What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mob in the building. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. As all of that goes a long way. But today, I'm going to hit y'all with my thoughts on this new project from RJ Payne entitled The Barber Shop. RJ Payne, the brutal wordsmith, a New York to Philly MC, who is one of the best new school rappers when it comes to making those conceptual cinematic releases. Now, RJ Payne is a strong storyteller, so with his albums, you can expect them to be vivid and movie-like. This new album, The Barber Shop, it's his third release of the year. In June, he put out the very gritty and ultra dark Jigsaw with cartoon beats. And just in September, he released My Life is a Movie 2, produced by P.A. Dre, which was pretty well received. That brings us to this new one, The Barber Shop, which, like almost all RJ Payne projects, is centered around a specific theme. This one being about the culture of a barbershop, specifically a black barbershop. And hopefully all my subscribers out there are staying fresh and in the shop regularly, if not once a week, at least every other week. I mean, for me personally, a shape up once a week is mandatory. But there is nothing quite like the experience of a black barbershop, and RJ Payne creatively gives us a glimpse into what that looks like and sounds like on this project. Now, this contains 9 songs lasting approximately 21 minutes. All the production was handled by a producer named C. Lance, who I was unfamiliar with prior to this album. But with that being said, track by track breakdown time. The opening track, the barbershop intro, has some words from C. Brown, who is a regular contributor on RJ Payne project. On top of these gentle keys, C. Brown is setting the scene, talking to a new face who walks into the barbershop for the first time, and he reminds the young man that it's more than a haircut where we at. This is culture, it's our outlet. Track 2, Uninspired, has some melancholy crooning in the backdrop, mixed in with luxurious keys. This one finds RJ Payne speaking on the state of the rap game. He's essentially disillusioned with how things are going. He's really no longer feeling it. In his opinion, it sounds like one long song with a bunch of different voices. Track 3, Already Rich, easily contains my favorite instrumental on the batch. I really like the radiant pianos and the heartfelt soul chops. RJ Payne's declaring that he doesn't need superstar status or platinum plaques to feel like he's rich or that he's accomplished in this rap game. At the end of the day, he's rich in spirit. And in response to the critics, he says, somebody say it was a shame that I didn't get to blow up. I did already. Made a splash like the big hurricane when it hit the levee. Platinum records, no. My shit moved like a brick confetti. Knock 'em out quick as a super kick when it hit Janetti. So yeah, RJ Payne makes it clear that he's comfortable in his own skin, and he has a really grounded view of what success looks like to him. Following this is Man Child, which also has some rich pianos and a soulful harmony that's dreamy. On this album, he is calling out the old rappers who refuse to grow up, the individuals who he feels dress very immature, and the ones who he feels need to make more grown-up music. Altogether, I do get the point he is making, since there are some OGs, unfortunately, who are stuck on some bullshit, trying to live out their second childhood, as Nas would say. But I do think, personally, it's still important for artists to stay with the times and to adapt to different styles of clothing, you know, and things of that nature, as long as you aren't being overly ridiculous with it and trying too hard, obviously. But I get his point. And he does have some lines that really resonate. We graduated to being dumb. I'm watching older dudes infatuated with being young. It's cool to be yourself. I know rappers hated to see it come. How you 40-something and fascinated to see a gun? Great point there. Next is The Ghost of Kevin Samuels, and this really sounds like a Ransom song title, doesn't it? This is a record where RJ Payne is speaking on the current status of dating and relationships in general from the perspective of Kevin Samuels somewhat. We get another soulful harmony blended with glamorous piano. Here, he's basically stating that both men and women have this distorted view of what relationships or dating should look like. And he also talks about how he feels the government has been responsible for trying to separate black families for a long time. After this is Losing My Religion, where RJ Payne is at his most spiritual, and this is set to ethereal crooning and pleasant piano. This one finds RJ Payne addressing religion, spirituality, and the different ways one can try to find God. He's basically encouraging people to still believe, but to also think for themselves and to not let religion divide them up like gang members. But throughout his quest in search of God, RJ Payne admits to not having the answer. So, thought-provoking track indeed, with some deep introspection. Immediately after is Slave Food, and this is backed by a pain-filled sample and splendid piano. He's telling folks to be mindful of the food they consume, since a lot appear to be dying from the chemicals put in it. RJ Payne states, "I don't need your little PhD to know the reason all the kids got ADHD. Sugar is worse than cocaine and THC." Then after that is Conspiracy, which has more dreamlike crooning in the backdrop, and this finds RJ Payne listing off some of the common conspiracy theories that one may hear when they're in the barber's chair. Then this project wraps up with the Barber Shop outro. This has some closing words from C. Brown over the same instrumental from the opener. So overall, I'm going to give this project a rating of a strong 3.5 mics, but I can totally understand someone giving it a higher rating, as it is very cohesive in terms of the subject matter, the theme, and the production. As far as the concept was concerned, I think he nailed it, because these are exactly the type of discussions that one's gonna overhear in a barbershop. And the way he detailed everything was cinematic and movie-like. The production was also cohesive, in that every song has some type of soulful harmony and crooning and pianos with that mid-tempo drum presence. That being said, though, as good as the instrumentals may have been as individual tracks, they were, to me, somewhat indistinguishable from one another at times, thus making it feel like one long instrumental. Now, I'm sure this was intentional, and I can get the appeal in that to some extent. But this project didn't have a lot of variety instrumentally, but it was a very chill, mellow, and grown man listen nonetheless. My favorite tracks include Already Rich, Man Child, Losing My Religion, and Slave Food. But let me know your thoughts on this project in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but as always, it's peace and blessings. RJ Payne, the Barbershop. 1.